Hello, welcome to Watan الكرامة news channel. It is 9 p.m. our time for top stories, and we start with latest developments in Libya. General Commander of Arab Libyan Armed Forces issued General Khalifa Haftar the presidency of the General Staff of the Army to send abroad the Army's wounded people who were injured during fighting the terrorists in Benghazi. General Khalifa Haftar also ordered to send abroad the injured people of Kish demonstration that refused the alleged Dal government. The number of wounded people is more than 300, and sending them to receive treatment abroad at the expense of the Arab Libyan Armed Forces that began yesterday. The commander of fighting tanks of the Arab Libyan Armed Forces, Manam Bahiri, stressed that the forces are preparing to strike camp number 319 in Batni district in Benghazi. Bahiri stated that his forces are preparing to start a heavy bombardment of the camp 319, which is one of the last strongholds of terrorists in the city. He noted that these processes will soon lead to liberations of the entire Batni area after the Arab Libyan Armed Forces have made progress in Batni district during the last few days. The spokesman of Air Force Nasser Al-Hasi said that the Air Force launched direct airstrikes on several sites for terrorist groups in some fighting districts in Benghazi. Al-Hasi noted that aircraft bombed a convoy armed with heavy weapons near a Nairuz family resort near the port of Merisha, which led to the full destruction of the convoy. Moreover, he stressed that the other airstrikes were launched on some extremist vehicles and machines in the area, causing significant damage. Parliament member Mona El-Ghaithi blamed the outgoing UN Special Envoy to Libya Bernardino Leon for delaying and procrastination of dialogue and its output that almost dragged the country into civil war. El-Ghaithi noted that the only way to get out of the crisis and saving the homeland is to ask the Arab League, Al-Azhar and the African Union to supervise the round of dialogues between the Libyans. She added that what is going through Libya is a direct effect of the remnants of the outgoing National Congress who turned on the legitimacy by force of arms. The Security Council expressed its continuing concern about the political, security and institutional crisis and about the continuing terrorism threats in Libya. The Council has threatened to impose sanctions on those who threaten peace, stability and security in Libya and thus undermine the successful completion of the political transition process in the country. The Council stressed that the political agreement of the National Unity Government in late October provides a real opportunity to resolve the situation. Moreover, members of the Security Council also stressed their strong commitment to the sovereignty and independence of Libya, its territorial integrity and national unity. The Cabinet tasked Brigadier Mohammed Madani as Under-Secretary of the Interior Ministry to conduct the functions of the ministry, replacing Colonel Mustafa Dabashi. According to the merits of the new ministerial decision, there is an insistence on the need for conducting the ministry functions after completion of the delivery and receipt processes in accordance with systems and regulations. Minister of Health Rida Al-Okali said that a specialist team for children's surgeries arrives at Tobruk Medical Center. Ministry of Health appealed to the parents of children who suffer from congenital diseases of the heart to communicate with employees in Tobruk Medical Center for receiving treatment by Libyans and visitors professionals. Al-Okali thanks the heart surgeon, who is a participant from Texas, USA, for volunteering to serve children in Libya. And now we transfer to Yemen. More than 50 people were killed in Yemen the past 2 days in fighting beating an Arab coalition against Houthi fighters backed by troops loyal to the former President Ali Abdullah Saleh, medical sources and residents said today. Entire shelling killed a father and 2 children this morning. Medical sources said at least 29 people, including 8 civilians, were killed in clashes in Yemen's 3rd largest city, where relief workers have said fighting has blocked food supplies and left thousands of people in extreme hunger. About 30 people were killed in fighting in Dam district in in Dakhla governorate in the south, residents said at least 5,600 people have been killed in 7 months of war in Yemen, and the United Nations says the humanitarian situation is very bad. The conflict pits the Houthis and army units led to Saleh against armed groups who supports exiled President Abdurrahman Mansour Hadi alongside a Saudi-led Arab coalition. The coalition is fighting to restore Hadi to power following the Houthi seizure of control of much of the Yemen in late 2014 and early 2015. Russian emergency ministry workers and Egyptian security officers laid flowers on the crash site of a Russian plane that went down in Egypt last week, killing at least 224 passengers. A video released by the emergency ministry shows officers holding a moment of silence in front of wreckage of the Airbus A321 before laying down red roses near children's book and shoes in tribute to the victims of the crash. The ceremony was attended by Egyptian Defense Ministry spokesman Mohammed Lutfi, who expressed his condolences to the Russian people and vowed Egypt would cooperate fully with the Russian rescuers, according to the Russian ministry. Lead investigators into the crash said the Russian plane was flying on autopilot and appeared to break out in mid-air after a sudden noise, but that it's too soon to conclude exactly what brought it down. And now we transfer to the climate crisis. French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius today led a group of about 20 ministers and officials through the site where a climate change summit is set to take place at the end of this month as pre-meeting negotiations kicked off in the French capital. The 180,000 square meter site, which is still under construction, will receive thousands of participants during the 12-day conference, including delegations from 195 different countries and representatives from nearly 2,000 NGOs. Fabius said pre-meeting negotiations will take place in Paris through Tuesday, November 10, with the goal of getting a head start to informal discussions and exploring possible compromises. He told journalists that over the next 3 days, we will take all the problems that the CLP addresses and we will try to progress on finding possible solutions. UN climate chief Christiana said the summit has been several years in making and that increasingly political forces are aligning themselves with a low-carbon future. My audience, that is the wrap-up of our top stories for today. For much more, you can check our website www.الكرامة.tv. Thanks very much for being with us. My greeting, Rانيا البليدي.